Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's YouTube again. It's a 2007 Jetta. I took my wheel off. So as long as you know how to take your wheel off, and this is all for informational purposes only. Do at your own risk and definitely get a second opinion on this job. So I jacked it up, put a little jack stand as a backup. Now the front, got this teeth, I think it's teeth 30, but you better double check. You gotta get that loose. I already kind of loosened it. I take it out, of course. And then the car came with a screwdriver in its little toolkit, which is pretty thin at the tip, thin enough that I could use it like a chisel and get it in between there to break this. And then you go around, loosen it, go the other way, loosen it, come on the other side and loosen it, maybe even down below and loosen it. Then come back with a thicker screwdriver tip to come back again and tease it out a wee bit more. And then you can also twist your screwdriver all around and make it come out. All in the interest of try to save this if you need to put it back on. I got this brand of bearings, Chinese FKG, that a bunch of investors got together and built a decent modern company. However, thankfully it came with one of these, but just in case it's not tapping on good, you got yourself a backup. Now this is a triple spline 12-sided bit, and you get this fellow off by using, so this is from Harbor Freight. Notice the fat head there to do the torque. It's like 28 or so inches long or something. And you put that's from an electrical tubing. That's your, what do you call that? Well, it's a piece of tubing you put on so you can get on there and hang yourself off the tip and push counterclockwise to get this to loosen up. Takes at least a turn to get this thing loosened up. Of course, I already did that. I guess you missed out on the action. Now the VW version of this has a little dab of Loctite or some kind of product to lock that bolt on. Now supposedly these stretch when you put them on, so this decent company, a lot of them don't, but this decent company, when they sell you their real wheel bearing, they give you an extra, a brand new one. Of course, then you have to trust their metallurgy over there. But I guess if this company has good reviews, go ahead and type FKG on Google it, or Yahoo it, or Bing it. See what you get. All right. So the difficult part of this job is because there's two ways to go about, or 3 or 4 ways to go about it. Now one way is to just keep on jacking higher and higher until the 2 bolts, these are what they look like, these 2 bolts with a 14 millimeter spline, triple square. That's a VW Audi thing, I guess. Now what I did, I got some Pittsburgh adapters, so I can go from 1/2 to 3/8, and some Amazon product, Titan impact rated. So you see the adapter and then the impact rated. Now just for this job I also ordered a direct 1/2 inch, however turns out to be, you don't gain any, at least this item, I think it's Capri, non non-impact, but it's half-inch drive. MT14. See if they get their name in there. Can't tell. Capri maybe? Comes out to be actually a wee bit, tiny bit longer than when you use the adapter. Oh well. So to get at those bolts back there, if you have that breaker bar not too long, or if you wanted to use your super duper long breaker bar, one way to easily use them is to jack this up reasonably high. Now remember, if you jack this up so high, it may take the other wheel on the other side up off the ground. Then your car will be in a precarious position. If you do want to take it high up, you may need to jack on all four wheels or all four corners or something. Or another idea is get it jacked up reasonably high and you're on dirt, and either beforehand or afterwards you dig an access groove in the dirt. It doesn't have to be so wide, because you just have to swing your breaker bar through it, and plus you probably want to be able to grab down there to get your leverage. So maybe 4 inches wide or 6 inches wide groove in the dirt that's deep enough to let your breaker bar swing. Now you don't necessarily I didn't have to actually do that. Let me give you a little peek where these bolts were. Well, where are they now? They ran off on me again. I did have some bolts in front of me, 14 millimeter. And we're just going to see if we can't solve this gremlin here that always hides stuff on me. It can't be too far from my length of grasp. Alright, guessing, oh, look at that, I got one is enough. I'll dig up the second one somewhere. So that's what they look like back there. They got the 14 millimeter. And there's one up above and one down below, and it holds on your caliper. See, it's loose now, or kind of loose, because you want to swing out this part to put in your new bearing. So so that's in the back there. And with enough finagling, I was able to get the breaker bar to swing a little bit up in this region, just enough to break it loose and then somehow get at it again. And I think there's some tricks where if you pull it out and rotate it 90 degrees, that the splines are in a slightly different position to get another angle twist. And there may be an angle twist down below, but all that stuff gets in the way. I think I had to go behind the shock to get at it, so you might even want a very short extension on this, or even a swivel, just enough to be an extension. But one way or another I was able to get enough. Now I guess on this passenger side, you would be at the tip of that, you'd be pushing up to make that turn counterclockwise back there. And believe me, I've done it twice. I got it backwards and was actually tightening it. Alright, let's take this fella off. Oh, let me get that off. I got to hunt around for 1/4 inch drive Torx. Now this is not 12-sided, this is your typical 6-sided Torx. I already loosened it, so it's just waiting to become off. This holds your rotor in the right place so that otherwise this rotor just can spin relative to the holes in the back, and you can do it without this if you do strip this out. I did stupidly strip this out on the driver's side. I had to drill it out with a drill, so the driver's side does not have this. So this is a convenience thing, because once that's out of there, the rotor can spin differently from the wheel hub that actually has those threads in it. Now here's the thing, you do all that work supposedly to, did I have my brakes on? I bet I have my brakes on. Let me go turn my parking brake off. No, look at that. That's a parking brake that's off. And that's a sheepskin seat cover. And they get smelly, the sheepskin, because they come from a sheep. Ah, yes. Let's get that wheel bearing on in the radar screen here. Nice hot day in August. Well, not August, but end of July. Oh. Look at that. FKG wheel bearings. Look how they do their packaging. They have the brown box on the outside, and then they got the colorful stuff on the inside. So I'm not, that's quite well centered, so maybe they actually intended it that way. Save the good stuff for inside when you open your package. I can't complain. Shipped to me by eBay from some seller, a pair for $36. I do not know how a company can do that. Shipping, pay all the fees to eBay, and the seller making a couple bucks. Less than 20 bucks a bearing. I mean, the original Volkswagens are 200. I can understand that. But man, we in trouble, boys. Chinese factory can make something for $18. All I guess we got to do is have our dollar devalue so it will cost more. You know, the danger of the free money I'm getting here on the $600 a week do nothing get paid is, I don't know, I don't like to work anymore. I just like to play. Got to get the businessman to get some work out of me. Keep the economy cruising. Alright, I'm probably messing this up here, but I don't like hanging that, so I shouldn't just hang it. Look at that, it's going up and then come back down. That would definitely rip that. Okay, I'm gonna live dangerously here. I'll just sort of balance it there. Okay, here we come off with the rotor. Alright, now this peculiarity, I just can't believe this. This comes right off. No banging, no. Well, that was time for a change, huh? It was making the usual growling noises. There's your OEM. Alright, before the family starts yelling at me, let's get this on. I don't know where the speed sensor is on this fella. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That's got to be the speed sensor. Look at that flaking. Alright, looks like it's down to its next 10 years. And it's ready for the junkyard. That must be your speed sensor. Let's see what we got on the back here. Huh, they actually put a high-tech speed sensor in there for under 20 bucks. That must be a magnetized ring or something. You don't really see any, like the good old-fashioned American, you got like little teeth sticking out. That's understandable, but man, these high-tech things, there ain't no teeth back there. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, because that was full of gunk. I don't know. I wasn't getting a ABS error. Oh, anyways. Somehow this thing detects, I would pretty much imagine, detects rotation with that sensor sticking out. Man, how can you beat that? How can you compete with that? How can you make something for under 20 bucks shipped to your door? Alright, let's get this back together before I yak myself to sleep. So that's going to go in there. I'm going to have to use the breaker bar and tighten it. So supposedly you got to do. I think I heard in other videos. No, don't quote me. Oh, I forgot to give you the disclaimer. Oh yeah, do at your own risk. I'm just a hobbyist. I don't know what I'm doing. So we got to get that breaker bar on. Chris?
I thought you were going to have me film it.
Nino, can you come use the breaker bar?
Yeah, what breaker bar?
Over here.
I thought you were going to have me film it.
Alright, you want to film it? It's in the action of filming.
I was going to use my other camera.
Alright, you want to... Alright, you use the breaker bar in this one, and then you can redo it in the next one with your camera.
Yes.
Put that on there. Oh wait, yeah. We just need to tighten it by hand first. Now put the breaker bar on and start tightening. Oh wait, is that the new one? No, that's the old one. That's the new one, yeah.
You have to do this like 40 times.
You're supposed to do, go ahead. You're supposed to do 130 some foot-pounds and then a quarter turn after that.
Is that it?
However,
I don't want to break it.
I'll just let my son do as much force as he can and call it a day.
I'm not about to break anything.
Alright, so if my wheel starts to come loose, I'm going to blame it on him.
What, you want me to do more?
I'm just joking. Thank you.
What is it, Chris?
Well, he did something. You need internet? I'll be ready for him in just a second. Alright, so that's back on. You put the rotor back on. And screw on the back. There's your bolts. It's coming in through there. Goes into there. Use your shenanigans to tighten them up. Remember, you probably can more easily do it by digging a swing hole for your breaker bar. And there you go. New wheel bearings. Thanks for watching.